Is going on, Fox and Tenacious Fox here, your coach of the Indie Ivy Stores, bringing you week 3 of the TCL. So this week we're taking on Alex the Great and his Binghamton Breloom. The team he brought was a Ludicolo, which is ends up being a big problem for us. Tyranitar, Gastrodon, who's always thick as hell, Metagross, and Hitmontop and Suicune. So Alex made a change between last week and this week, and I had already made my team, actually. Originally, my team was the same as it is now with Mamoswine, because I thought Mamoswine actually had a really good matchup. Obviously, he's got a really thick... he's got some stuff that can definitely stop Mamoswine, but Mamoswine was looking pretty good in this matchup until he switched out Dragonite for that Suicune, and I thought that was actually a pretty big pickup for him. Now this team is really bulky, so we know against this team we're gonna have to start setting up with something if we can really break the bulkier mods. Now our Mew, I've set our Mew up to where it can sweep this team if we don't get killed by Ludicolo in the Rain Dance, and if we take out this Metagross. So our main objective early on is to take out this Metagross, and basically the way we want to do this is with some Hazard Stack. So I've got Spikes on our Skarmory, and I've got Stealth Rocks on our Miltank. Now, I originally brought the Miltank just to make sure that he couldn't Sleep Powder me, Sleep Powder and like set up with his Suicune, because that obviously would have been really bad for us. But he ended up not bringing Roserade, so we didn't really need the Sap Sipper Moomer. Yeah. So Miltank didn't really, we didn't really need it, so we knew that this could just kind of be fodder at some point if we needed it. But anyway, we're gonna get straight into the match. He's gonna lead off with this Tyranitar. Now, I was actually surprised he switched out here, because his T-Tar, we find out later that this T-Tar is actually banded, which means it's gonna do a massive amount of damage to our Skarmory. But he does end up switching out, so he goes straight to this Metagross, which now we know this Metagross is 100% his counter to Skarmory. And I was wondering if he would have Thunder Punch on this. So I was calculating, how much a banded Metagross would do to Skarmory with our set. We're obviously at maximum defense, but I'm just gonna put up our Spikes. And I'm gonna Roost to kind of see what kind of a set he is, and we do find out. I'm not 100% sure what set this is, but we're not that fast of a Skarmory. So we kind of find out that this Metagross, I think, is max attack, max HP is what I think it is. And Alex, if you're in the comments, just let me know what this set was, because I was pretty sure at first. I thought it maybe was like a defensive and special defensive set, but then he hits me later on with a massive hit that I thought was just weird. So I think it was max HP and max attack is what he ended up going with, which is okay. He does hit me with his Zen Headbutt. He's not going to be doing... His Metagross is not going to be able to do anything to our Skarmory. And him going for the Zen Headbutt tells me that he probably does not have Thunder Punch. But there is one thing that he has already kind of noticed. Moltres is one of our biggest counters to this Metagross, and he's put up rocks. So we can't exactly bring in... We don't exactly want to bring in the Moltres with these rocks, so we have to kind of pivot around here early on to kind of get rid of these rocks with our Hitmonchan. So we are going to... He's going to switch out to Gastrodon as we go for another layer of Spikes. I'm going to get as many Spikes as I can up. We are going to go to the Mew early on, because why not? We can't do anything to the Metagross yet, so we know this thing is going to be a problem. But this will at least force the Metagross back out. We can kind of see a little bit more of what its set is. We do go straight for the Calm Mind, which, I mean, dude, if I'd been Dark Pulse here, this thing was dead at +1. So this was actually, let me make sure that, does this even get Dark Pulse in BDSP? I don't know. A lot of stuff doesn't get what you think it would get in BDSP, but I'm pretty sure we get Dark Pulse. Yeah, we do. We 100% do. So we do get Dark Pulse. So had I not gone for Roost, or had I not gone Psychic, Well, I needed to go Psychic for the Hitmon top. If I had not been Roost, what if I'd been like Leftovers instead of Roost? He would have been in some trouble here because, yeah, Dark Pulse would have absolutely obliterated this thing at +1. So I was a little bit surprised he brought this in. This would not have been my counter to Mew, just in my opinion. Now he's lucky. He's lucky I brought a set that could not touch this Metagross. I had Energy Ball, Roost, and Calm Mind, and Psychic. So our set could absolutely do nothing to this Metagross, which means we're just gonna go back and just Skarmory. He's gonna go for the Meteor Mash again. It doesn't really matter because he can't really do anything to us. I believe I Roost here. No, I Roar here. Okay, so I Roar here, bring his Hitmontop out, and this is kind of a problem because I don't really want him to spin away my hazards. So I believe he just switches out here because we can't. I don't think his Hitmontop had Rapid Spin, because that would have been a perfectly free opportunity to go for Rapid Spin. Because even if I had gone for the Brave Bird at -1, I wasn't doing much to his guy there. So we're just gonna Roost, because I assumed he would outspeed, burn all the turns of the whatchamacallit turns, the I can't even think of it, the rain turns, and he's gonna go for the Earthquake, but he is actually he didn't realize he outsped me, which I don't know why he went for the Earthquake here anyways. I think we speed tied because I outsped him earlier in the match. I don't know what he ran this speed as, to be totally honest with you. I really don't. But I think it was a speed tie. Yeah, I think he was minimum speed with a neutral nature, because that's what my Skarmory is. So probably in minimum speed with a neutral nature. We're gonna go for the Bravard. I'm just trying to figure out what kind of set this is. I still don't find out here. He's gonna go for the Zen Headbutt, do basically nothing. He's gonna get all of his HP back. I guess technically at some point we could have won this battle because we were doing 9%. We're gonna just roar him out of here. Get his stuff out. He is gonna come in with his T-Tar. I think he just switches out here, but I'm not sure. He does switch out to the Metagross. We're just gonna Rapid Spin here because if we Rapid Spin here, we can bring, and he goes for the Zen Headbutt. We can bring in the Moltres pretty much for free. Now this was an unfortunate turn for him because we're gonna go for the Rapid Spin, and he's actually gonna miss. So he's gonna miss the Zen Headbutt, which, dude, that was really unfortunate for you. I'm really sorry because that was definitely an unfortunate miss. But that doesn't mean we're just gonna be able to bring in Moltres pretty freely because if he goes for like a Zen Headbutt or a Meteor Mash here or something like that and hits us and our Flame Body pops, then this Metagross is gonna be crippled. It can't do anything to us the rest of the game. But he does just get his rocks up. He just gets his rocks back up. Nothing wrong there. He's gonna bring the T-Tar again, and these spikes were really good for this T-Tar. Really good for this T-Tar. As we're going to go for the Hurricane, do about 24%. I'm not 100% sure what set this is at this point. I thought it might be a little thicker set. I think this was probably max HP, max attack as well, just based on the damage and based on what damage he's about to do. Because we are going to U-turn, he's going to live on 4, which means he can't switch this thing back in. We're going to go Skarmory, and he's going to go for a Stone Edge and hit a max roll, I'm pretty sure, on that Stone Edge. Just doing massive amount of damage, which was really unfortunate. But that's okay. That's okay. Because now we can just go into Hitmonchan, because this Hitmonchan is going to live any Stone Edge that he goes for, as he switches into Metagross again. Does a lot more chip damage on this Metagross. And we're going to go for the Rapid Spin again. If he hits me with a Zen Headbutt, so be it. Again, at this point, I still thought his Metagross might just be like a max defensive Metagross, but we are going to find out that it is absolutely got some attack investment because he just obliterates our Hitmonchan there. Unfortunately, Hitmonchan was not going to live a Zen Headbutt. Had he not been max attack or had attack investment, there was a chance we lived. And that's why I kept going for the Rapid Spin, because there was a chance we lived. But now we're going to be able to bring our Moltres in for free. And this is a hard turn for him, because if he goes into... honestly, I would have gone into T-Tar here and sacked that off. I don't know why he didn't, to be honest with you. I thought this was a really big misplay, just leaving this in. He might have thought that I would just predict it and go for a U-turn. But it wouldn't have mattered because his T-Tar would have died and I would have been stuck in anyways. And he could have gone to like Suicune and clicked Calm Mind. My Skarmory is not enough. It does not have enough HP to like sit in on this Skarmory or on his Suicune. So I thought this was a really big misplay for him. And now with Metagross gone, we can essentially come in with our Mew at some point and start setting up. And that's actually what we're going to do. We're going to U-turn. We're going to go into Mew. And he's going to go for the Rain Dance. Now, this was a little bit unfortunate because here's the thing. Here's the thing. If I had gone for a Psychic here, this thing would have just died, obviously. So that was a really risky play. But this was all that he had really to hit it. We're gonna click Calm Mind. And again, I knew that Hitmontop got Sucker Punch. I wasn't sure if it got it with BDSP. And I looked at the what I always do to try to find out the moves. I go to Team Builder in the BDSP and I look for the moves. And I didn't see Sucker Punch. But he does actually have Sucker Punch, which is unfortunate. Because he is going to go for the Sucker Punch. It's going to do enough damage that we're now going to be in range of his Ludicolo's Hydro Pump, which is really unfortunate. Had I gone for maybe like another Calm Mind, probably should have gone for another Calm Mind. Because I could have sat in on this. I could have sat in on this Hitmontop forever. I could have just clicked Calm Mind and gone for Roost, and this thing could have done nothing to me. Sucker Punch was the best move that it was going to be able to do, and I honestly thought this thing might be banded as well. No, he's leftovers. But yeah, I should have just gone for another Calm Mind here, but I went for the Psychic because I didn't think I needed another Calm Mind, because Energy Ball at +1 was already going to kill the Gastrodon. I'm pretty sure it was going to kill the Suicune after the Spikes damage. And the Ludicolo, I actually miscalced, so that's honestly why I didn't go for another Calm Mind, because I did calc the Ludicolo, but I didn't calc its Hydro Pump in the rain. And basically, he's going to bring out the Ludicolo. He's going to go for the Hydro Pump here, and he's going to KO because it did a max. It was like, I think it was like 55 to 65%, something like that in rain. Which is really unfortunate because I miscalced that. I didn't click rain on the calcs. And had I done that, I probably would have clicked Calm Mind again on this Hitmontop, because at +2, this Hydro Pump wasn't killing at all, and then I would have just swept his entire team with this Mew. So that's really unfortunate. So I'm like sitting here, I'm like, damn. That was my win con, kind of. We can still win with Salamence, obviously, but it's going to be a much harder win. That Mew definitely was my sweep threat against this team once his Metagross went down. And I knew that, and I still just did not calc correctly, and that really sucked, because this Hitmontop could not do anything to me. Nothing to me. I could have sat in there and got to +4 and just roosted up, and then he would have absolutely lost the game. There was just nothing he could do, especially since this T-Tar was just going to die on entry. So really unfortunate, really unfortunate. We are going to go to Skarm. At this point, I want this thing. I need a little bit extra damage from the Life Orb, because if we get a little bit extra damage and we lose the rain, then Salamence can actually come in and KO this thing, because I'm pretty positive this is like an offensive set. So I brought the Skarmory in to sack it off, because I'm like, okay, we can go for the win with Salamence, because I'm pretty sure his Suicune may or may not have Ice Beam, and at +1, Dragon Claw is actually going to be a roll to kill his Gastro if it's not max defense, and it's actually definitely going to kill after Spikes damage. So at this point, I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, we can come in with Skarmory. He can take us out with this Hydro Pump. We can go in with Salamence, finish this thing off, get our Moxie boost, and then basically sweep from there. But he actually misses the Hydro Pump as we go for the Brave Bird. I just went for the Brave Bird just because. I did not think he would. I didn't even know you can miss Hydro Pump in rain. Honestly, I did not know you could miss Hydro Pump in rain. So really unfortunate for Alex there, but kind of more unfortunate for us because we could have brought Salamence in and basically won the game at that point. Because if he switched out, like if you tried to switch out to Gastrodon, that thing was dying, and it just would have been even worse for him then. So unfortunately, we do not get that, but he is going to come in Suicune. I am not letting him set up, and I knew he was going to go for it. So then he's going to bring this Gastro. We're going to roost up on this thing. See what kind of a set, see what he goes for. He does go for the Rain Dance again. I don't think that was necessary, but especially since now my Moltres can hit Hurricane at 100%, but it is what it is. We're going to go for the Brave Bird, kind of see what kind of set this is. We find out it's kind of more special defensive here, because we're like a minimum attack, but he is just going to recover. I wasn't sure what he would do here. To be honest with you, but he does go for the Scald, so good thing I didn't switch into like Moltres or something like that. Basically at this point, I'm pretty sure his Suicune is a rest set, and what I want to do here is get my Salamence in on it while it's asleep. So we're gonna go for the Roar here, I believe. Yeah, so we're gonna Roar. If we bring out the Tyranitar, then it just dies. If we bring out the Suicune, then we can get this thing to where he's going to have to basically go for the rest. But we are going to Roar one more time because we want to drain the rain. So I was a little bit surprised he went for the Scald there because to be honest with you, I would have gone for the Calm Mind. But he's gonna get rain up again, and this is gonna be really stally here. We're just gonna kind of knock this thing down a little bit. He gets so close to killing me and gets the burn. I think that was a max roll with his set. He's gonna recover as we're gonna Roar because we can just stay alive. At this point, I just want him to kill me. At this point, I just want him to kill me because I can bring in Salamence, Dragon Dance once, and basically sweep his team. But we are going to see the rest here. And right here, well, I Roar, I guess. I don't know why I roared there, to be honest with you. I don't know why I roared there because Suicune was the better play, but he does end up bringing the Suicune back in. I think I wanted to get a little bit of chip on him from the spikes. Now here I meant to go into Salamence and I accidentally misclicked on the Moltres, and Moltres is not a good weapon here. It's really not. So we're gonna go for the Hurricane. We luckily get the Confusion. I think he doesn't end up hitting himself with Confusion, but this is actually really unfortunate. So we're just gonna bring the Scarm straight out. I guess he does hit himself in Confusion, but it did like basically nothing. So there's that. He's going to Scald, take out our Skarmory, and now we're going to bring in our Salamence. And we're basically at this point, I believe at +1 we can KO this Suicune at this point. Just because I'm pretty sure this has got no physical defense just based on the damage from Hurricane. So we're gonna Dragon Dance up, and now we can KO this thing as he goes for the rest. And because he went for the rest, we gotta click that Dragon Dance again, and if he burns me here or does something like that, then it's gonna be a bad news bears. He does get the second Calm Mind on the Sleep Talk, so he does get the second Calm Mind. Now I'm kind of sweating because if he gets a burn, he could still win. He gets his second Sleep Talk, does get the Skull, does quite a bit of damage, and does not get the burn. Judging on the first hit, I think the first hit was a minimum roll, to be honest with you, because we are Life Orb, so we're really packing a punch. We're gonna Dragon Claw here, take that thing out, and Gastro, even at 100%, isn't gonna live this next hit. So Gastro doesn't matter. We're gonna go Dragon Claw, and it's gonna go down, and we are gonna pick up the win anyways. It definitely could have been a 5-0. Had we started Calm Minding, it could have been a 5-0, which kind of makes me sad because we definitely want to get some of that game differential to catch up with the league leaders. But it's okay, because it was a win anyways. We didn't play perfectly. We definitely have not been playing this week. My other draft league matches, people have just been avoiding me, so I haven't played that many matches recently. So we were a little rusty, but we got the win anyways. Salamence gets the 2-mon sweep. I would have loved to get the 4-mon sweep with Mew, but it is what it is. That is going to be all for this video. I do hope you guys enjoyed. As always, Fox out.